Hello. What do I have to say? I don't flippin' know. Let's find out, huh? I just know my heart is heavy. Now heavy, not heavy sad, not heavy bad, not anything negative at all. It's more like a pregnant heavy. Okay? Does that make any sense? I think I want to speak on identity, on self, on whatever that is. We have all gone out so far into separation that mostly people think we're all separate and that everything is separate. And that's a really interesting state to be in when the ultimate reality is our oneness. And I just dearly love quantum physics because I like to bring in quantum entanglement, which for those of you that might not know, the theory is that everything was once together in or before the Big Bang, and when the universe went bang, everything went every which way, and so by that initial being together, everything's linked. And I don't know how they've done it, so I can't explain, but they've managed to separate particles that were one and take them and put them at great distance. And they would find when they would perform an action on one, the other one would mirror that action. And distance didn't matter, and there was no time separation. And so ultimately, through quantum physics, we can discover that there is no time and space as far as distance and time being an illusion. There are no limits. The only limits there are those we accept via our thoughts and beliefs. And so we've swum very far, SWUM, swum very far out from center into the sense of separation. But my friends, I'm calling you home. God's calling you home. I'm just, one of the instruments being used to do that. And home you carry with you just like a turtle. Wherever you go, it's in your heart. And there is a portal there to an ultimate oneness that will blow you away, quite literally. There won't be a you there anymore. Ha ha. I'm not very good with jokes. All right. And Capricorn jokes tend to be very serious. And this one's serious too. The you that you think is you, to the extent that you're identified with anything physical, sorry, you're wrong. It isn't so. Now, people get all kinds of carried away. Be in heart, please, always when you listen with me. People get all kinds of carried away with misunderstandings and mind trying to interpret the things that I say, that other people say. And they really miss the point. I mean, all of science has gone off the deep end by excluding consciousness and spirit from the equation entirely. Well, consciousness and spirit is the reality. And so they've chosen to focus instead on the illusion. Poor dears, you know. It's all very humorous, ultimately. We'll get to that point, I do trust, where we can all see the humor in this, even the scientists. But meanwhile, we've got some wonderful leaders, Greg Braden is a good example. Michio Kaku, there are a lot of them speaking out. Science tries to hold down what they call the rebels, tries to make them toe the party line. But it's getting harder and harder to accomplish that anymore. People are waking up. It's getting harder and harder for the government and the powers that be to pull the wool over our eyes and to keep giving us this line, oh, there's no UFOs, that's what do they call it, a weather balloon or some other anomaly. Yeah, right. Come on. It really is humorous as long as we can step back a few paces and not take it so seriously. I say we've got to lighten up, you know. And you don't even have to look for the humor there. It's everywhere. But it's much easier to see if you're in heart. So, what I want to share is that you have a magical kingdom that you carry around with you, the entree to that. Down through the millennia, the gurus, the teachers, the sages, the masters have said, go within. I'm saying go within. I mean, come on. There's got to be something to this, right? Or the message wouldn't last so long. And as we go within, we merge and we meld into the dance of the union that's there. And in a funny way, we also discover the self in the heart of every atom, every cell, every molecule, every galaxy, every universe. We're there too. You can meet yourself there. Time travel, space travel, you don't need machines to do that, honey. You know, go within. Go within. Start taking down the barriers, which are thought and belief. Now, thought is relatively innocent. It's only when we believe it that we erect a barrier. We have all kinds of things beamed at us. There's all kinds of crud roaming around. Frankly, we can probably be pretty grateful at this point in our world's development that we don't have inner sight, that we don't have vision into other dimensions, because even if we would just look at ourself, we wouldn't be too pleased. But we're distanced from this by being kept in the mind. The mind it just isn't where it's happening, you know. But by going within heart, even without seeing these things, you can sense them. And so I discovered the site of a young man who decided to make a little website. It doesn't have a YouTube site, doesn't have a lot of videos, but he wanted to expose what he discovered when looking at Destiny productions, and got quite a backlash, and he just, soldiered right on. And he said, look, this is what I see, and this is how I see it, and this is the way it works for me. He spent a lot of time there, and he was even able to analyze it mentally and to show people and to provide understanding and explanation from different angles why things are not what they seem. Now, if you've listened to many of my videos, maybe you've heard me say that you can fit the solid substance in a human body into a thimble, and it's only half full. All of our atoms are 99.99999% empty. We're not really here. Things are not what they seem to be. And we have our microscopes, and our technology that establish this consistently. I mean, it's scientific even, folks. And so it does. It makes me laugh even more at the scientists for ignoring that. There's so much that is ignored. I mean, the very basis of the understanding of cosmos itself, being, that suns are nuclear furnaces and that kind of thing. It's bizarre. They're electromagnetic, and it's only freaking obvious. But it's not obvious to those who won't see. It's not obvious to those who have belief systems structured so powerfully that they can't see anything else. That's what beliefs do. And so, pardon me for being amused, I just can't help it. I mean, everything. I could put a jester's hat on and spend the rest of my life in it, just dancing and laughing around and pointing these things out that I find so tremendously hilarious. And I think it would do all of us a lot of good to lighten up. Who knows? Maybe I have an incarnation or two as a court jester somewhere. I don't know, but I'm really into it. I can see it. There is so much that is delightful, that is funny about life and about people. And mostly it's how seriously we take ourselves. And it's all a hoot because we're not even there. We aren't who and what we think we are. Everything we believe is, well, hogwash. I mean, I don't know what hogwash is. I guess I'm going to have to look that one up. Hogwash. Anyway, it's nonsense. All of your beliefs are nonsense. Probably 99.99999% of everyone's beliefs are just BS. And they are less useful than BS because BS is at least productive in the garden. It makes things grow. So anyway, this is a petition to everyone to dance into heart now and again and take a heartbreak and maybe go look up quantum physics or quantum entanglement or something. And if we can step back, you see, we've identified with things, and that's what got us trapped, especially identifying with the mind. Man, that was a bad turn. That was a major detour. But that's okay. We're all waking up now. We're waking up, we're getting back on track, and we're heading home, capital H. And we don't have to wait. You don't have to wait till you die. You don't have to wait till anything. You don't have to wait till anything but right now. Now and now and now and now is when you can wake up. It's a letting go. It's a letting go. Release. Just release whatever it is that comes up. Just let it go and observe. Let it go and observe. Let it go and observe and ride the wave of that. See where it takes you. If there's a you to be taken. See you soon.